Now a Target 12 investigators exclusive, long-term leave.
It's an investigation that outraged many Rhode Islanders. A six-figure State House staffer securing tens of thousands of dollars in free tuition for his family by claiming that he was on leave from his old job at Rhode Island College.
Our investigation has already prompted change. College officials have set strict new policies on how tuition waivers are given out.
And tonight we wanted to know more about that on-leave status. How many state workers have tapped into this little-known government personnel policy?
Target 12 investigator Tim White is here with his exclusive findings.
That high-paid State House worker told us his on-leave status was not special treatment, a personnel policy he says he tapped into like so many others. But state officials who looked at the issue tell us his case was unusual.
Matter of fact,
when Target 12 asked Frank Montanaro Jr. how he could work at the State House for Speaker Nicholas Mattiello for 3 years, yet still claim nearly $50,000 in free tuition as a benefit from his old job at Rhode Island College, this is what he told us.
I basically exercised my contract and requested a leave to protect status.
So what is leave to protect? Well, it's an obscure state personnel policy that Mark Dingley of the Department of Administration says was designed decades ago to protect employees promoted into a position that required passing an exam. If the worker failed the test,
then you would not be eligible for that promotion. And if you did not have leave to protect status, you wouldn't have a job to go back to.
He says those exams are rare now, but yet leave to protect has expanded dramatically. Here's how it works. Certain state workers can put a placeholder on their current job when they go into a new position. Target 12 found workers can hold on to up to 3 job titles depending on the status of those jobs. And for the most part, it's indefinite. Unless a state worker is moved to what's called permanent status, those jobs are waiting for them if they want to go back.
Can you understand why people not in the public sector might think it's kind of bizarre?
Yes. And I think that it is, as I said, it's the function of a personnel rule that has been around for a very long time.
A Target 12 review of the Leave to Protect list found more than 1,600 positions are currently in that status. Some state workers have 2, even 3 job titles waiting in the wings, but that does not mean all of these positions are left unfilled, just that the employee can go back to their old job if they want, often for less pay, and possibly bump the worker that has the job now. Did the speaker know about your on-leave status?
He knows that I was on a leave to protect, but that's it.
As it turns out, Montanaro was not actually on leave to protect. Dingley says as a college employee, Montanaro didn't qualify for the status, but he was using language from a union contract that allowed for unpaid leave for up to a year. And in his case, documents show leaders at RIC kept renewing that on-leave status annually for 3 years. Dingley says as a college employee, Montanaro actually didn't qualify for leave to protect status, which is why the extended leave needed special permission from RIC officials. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Walt. And now new details in another Target 12 investigators exclusive, long-term leave.
Live at 5, we revealed how many state workers have tapped into a little-known personnel policy, allowing them to hold on to an old job while they test drive a new position, sometimes for years.
And new at 6, we examine if state leaders are looking to get rid of the controversial rule. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here with what he's learned.
Target 12 decided to take a look at this issue after many of you had questions about how a 6-figure State House staffer was able to remain on leave from his old job for years to work for the House Speaker.
Matter of fact,
a Target 12 investigation revealed Frank Montanaro Jr. secured more than $49,000 in free tuition by remaining on leave from his old job at Rhode Island College for 3 years to work for Speaker Nicholas Mattiello in a State House job paying a salary of more than $155,000.
It's a benefit afforded to me as a Rhode Island College employee, as well as all other employees in the higher ed system.
In the wake of our report, Montanaro pledged to repay most of the tuition. Target 12 found he has made 2 payments of $342, 2 of an estimated 120 payments over 10 years.
Did the speaker know about your on-leave status?
He knows that I was on a leave to protect, but that's it.
While Montanaro says he was using a policy called Leave to Protect to hold on to his old job, Mark Dingley from the Department of Administration says technically he wasn't.
He was part of the college system, so from our perspective and our Leave to Protect status rules, he did not fall under the state's Leave to Protect status rules as we've been discussing them.
But others do. Target 12 found there are currently 1,600 positions under Leave to Protect right now. Some positions have been on hold for years. By rule, state workers can hold up to 3 jobs depending on the status, but Dingley says employees don't return to their old job all that often.
Over the past 2 years, Leave to Protect has been adopted or accepted by an employee 68 times.
State leaders are currently conducting a widespread review of personnel policies they may want to change, but Leave to Protect is likely not going anywhere.
It is not a top priority. It is not something that management feels interferes with management's ability to effectively operate government on a day-to-day basis.
Another reason state leaders are unlikely to pursue this, Dingley says there would probably be strong pushback from organized labor that wouldn't want to lose any job protections. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.